Right. Good afternoon, folks. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Wherever you are, well, it's a pleasure to welcome you to the program inside Liberia on Kia Radio 95.9, bringing live from the nation's capital, Monrovia. And of course, we are right here on the UN Drive, opposite the BTC Bank, adjacent the Raditown Market. And we are coming to you very loud and clear on 95.9 megahertz. So again, it's a wonderful, wonderful Thursday afternoon in Liberia, the nation's capital. And we are definitely glad to come to you with another wonderful, wonderful presentation. So those of you that are listening via the radio and you want to be a part of the program, you can join us live on our live feed. We are up now. So you can join us on Kia Communications Network. Don't forget to follow the page. Don't forget to follow that particular page, Kia Communications Network. And you will be very glad you know it's going to be a very exciting and renewing commitment to always tune to our station and to our live feed. Wonderful to be here. Very wonderful to be here. Very wonderful to be here. So my name is Morris Desmond Brown, and two wonderful giants are also here, and making sure that your screen is crystal clear, that you can see us from your screen. So my producers are doing all they can to making sure that this thing works. Yeah, so we are beaming live on your radio 95.9. So my name is Morris Desmond Brown. Just Great is here. So share the video. Those of you that are coming live on the radio and coming live via the social media, share the video. As soon as you come across it, just share. Let others join in, and don't forget to leave your comments, suggestions, or whatever right on our live feed. So this radio is owned and operated by the Kia Humanitarian Foundation, owned by Mr. Christopher Kia. Very good gentleman, humanitarian. And so let me salute the guys up there. They're doing a magnificent job to keep us here. I mean, it is something very excellent. It's an excellent task to have us here, to keep us here, keep a group of young people. So I want to say good afternoon to them. Good afternoon if you are in Liberia. Good afternoon if you are in other parts of the country. It is your morning time. Good morning. But good morning or good afternoon wherever you are. So our CEO, Mr. Christopher Kia, owner of Kia Radio 95.9 and Kia Humanitarian Foundation. And let me say good day to Mr. Kishen, the General. And the President, Judgy, the rest of us. So we want to say good morning or good afternoon to all of you. Our wonderful team are up there in the United States of America trying to make sure to keep us here. It's wonderful. And it's good to be here. So until 6 o'clock, we have a lot to talk about. We have a lot to talk about. Too many things happening in the country. We have on it. Elizabeth Kelepo said, I'm watching you from Minnesota, the USA. Welcome. Welcome, big sister. Hope you have yourself a wonderful time. Please share the video with others. Let them join. Take down the WhatsApp number you can call when we open the lines. Those of you in the diaspora can also form a part of it. So yeah, shortly. But before we do that, go and follow Kia Communications Network live on Facebook. You will see us there. We're going to show you some pictures while we're going live, while we are talking about the issues happening in Liberia. We'll be showing you some pictures as well. So yeah, you don't have to worry to just sit back for the few hours you have. You will not regret listening to Kia Radio 95.9. So the Care Humanitarian Foundation is doing a magnificent job. Jeff, we are in the rest of the team. They are out there making sure they're helping people with the instrumentality and help of our CEO and team, Mr. Kishen, Brother George, and the rest of them. I mean, are spending their $5, $10 to keep people in Liberia help through their good gestures. So let me say, I salute the team. The general, I salute you this afternoon from my end. So let's talk about our country, Liberia. Sunday, we go around the world. We take bits and pieces of news. So we'll come back. Then we talk all of the rolling issues happening in Liberia. And of course, you know the issues at hand. Police and CDC clash in a battle that many call the clash of the Teta. Oh yeah, so let's do it together. We have a lot of things to show you on today. We're sorry the internet just something, but it will fluctuate back. So we are very glad. So this is where we will go when we shall come back. So we go around the world quickly, and this is where we go next. Giving you bits and pieces of news that you can use, going around the world, fetching the actuality for you. Let's take some war news and some African news, and then come back to Liberia to talk about the rolling issue. Police clash with protesters over Indonesia's law change. Police have clashed with protesters in the Indonesian capital of Jakarta, as tens of thousands of people gather in protest of the government's attempt to revise a constitutional court's ruling. Scenes of chaos have unfolded outside Parliament as a handful of protesters were seen attempting to tear down its gates, while others shouted for calm. Police also clashed with protesters who have gathered in other major cities such as Pangdam, Bandung, and Yogyakarta. Observers say the power struggle between Indonesian parliament, which is dominated by the president's supporters, and the country's constitutional court will participate and anticipate a crisis. We hope that it doesn't spill into crisis. On Wednesday, Indonesia top court ruled that parties will not need to need a minimum of 20% of representation in their regional assemblies in order to field a candidate. Yet within 24 hours, Parliament tabled on an emergency motion to reverse these changes, a move which has sparked widespread condemnations and fears of constitutional crisis. We're so sorry that these issues will not result into very, very big crisis here. World largest diamond found in Botswana. The second largest diamond ever found, a rough 2,492 carat stone, has been unearthed in Botswana at a mine owned by Canadian friend Lucara Diamonds. It is the largest found since the 3,106 carat Colinian diamond found in South Africa in 1905 and cut into 9 separate stones, many of which are in the British Crown jewelries. The diamonds were found at Karowe mining site about 500 kilometers and 300 meters north of Botswana's capital. Botswana's government said it was the largest diamond ever discovered in the Southern African states. The previous biggest discovery in Botswana was a 1,758 carat stone found at the same mine in 2019. Same as though this country is rich in diamonds, though. Botswana is one of the world's biggest producers of diamonds, accounting for about 20% of global production. In a statement, Lucara said the stone was one of the largest rough diamonds ever unearthed. Deep into Africa. Don't worry, we'll come to talk the rolling issues right here. Those of you watching live on live feed, just leave your comments. We'll come to recognize those that are watching, and then we read out your comments. But of course, Congo reports more than 1,000 new monkeypox cases in a week. Report more than 1,000 new monkeypox cases in the last week up to Tuesday as African health authorities asked for desperately needed vaccine to help fight its growing threat on the continent. The World Health Organization has declared the outbreak in Africa a global emergency. Monkeypox belongs to the small family of virus as smallpox, but causes mild symptoms like fever, chills, and body itches, and mostly spread through close skin-to-skin contact, including sexual intercourse. People with more serious cases can develop lesions on the face, hands, chest, and genitals. While the monkeypox has been reported in 12 of Africa's 54 countries during these outbreaks, the vast Central African nation of Congo has recorded by far the most cases in this year. Out of a total of 18,910 cases in 2024, 94%, 17,794 were in Congo. The Africa Center for Disease Control and Prevention said with 535 of the 541 deaths reported. Let's go deeper into Zambia. Let's take a bit of pieces of news from Zambia, the country deeply rooted in the African continent. Contaminated corn linked to deaths of 400 dogs in Zambia. This is alarming, though. So Zambian Health Minister Elijah Muchima has raised alarm over the deaths of around 400 dogs in the last month, believed to be linked to contaminated maize. The maize is the corn. He warned that humans could also be at risk if authorities disclose. Half of the 25 maize samples tested from milling companies contain dangerously high levels of effluents, toxic substance produced by fungi. The maize is stable food in Zambia is now under scrutiny due to its potential health risks. The World Health Organization, WHO, has noted that it can cause liver cancer in humans. The investigation began after local broadcaster Diamond TV reported numerous dogs' deaths suspected to be caused by maize-based dog food. That's all we have for you on what is making news here around Africa. When I come right back to Liberia and talk all of the issues right here, they are very important to talk about the issues that are happening in our country, Liberia. So let's talk our country, Liberia. So yes, and today is the 22nd day of the month of August, and the year is 2024. We are glad to be here. Those of you who want to watch us live, we are live because we'll be showing some pictures on the live video. So we encourage you to follow us on Care Communications Network, and of course, you will definitely be with us. And we are glad that you are here, and we can definitely take some of the issues happening in our country. We are also glad that the Lone Star Cell network is up and running. The internet are up now. I don't know whether the mobile money services are also up, but these services were being crippled. In fact, Lone Star hasn't told the public. We are yet to know why. We are yet to know the issues that are happening with their network. But at least we have internet, and that is why we're encouraging you to go live. And so, Madam Elizabeth Kelipo is watching us live from Minnesota, USA. Thanks so much, and for joining us. Please share the video. And if you have inquiries, please leave them right on our live feed. We can definitely read them out for you. But again, our country is at a crossroads. And yesterday I was telling you how tension was building. Okay, so we will thank you, Sis Elizabeth. She asked that we send the WhatsApp number to her so she can call to tell what is on her mind. Thank you so much. And George, you come and place the WhatsApp number. I'm sure it's on the screen. It's been pinned. Please check. George, is the WhatsApp number on the screen? Live? Okay, so you need to do that. Someone from the USA want to get in contact with us when we open the lines. So, Sis Elizabeth, it is coming. The number will be pinned on the screen, so you can just look at it right there. Then you can just keep it. Once we announce the numbers, you can join us via the lines. Yesterday I was telling you, our country is at a crossroads, and we are very, very. We are not too far from making history, and I know our country will not retrogress. Let me show my real face. So our country will not retrogress. We know it is quite a difficult moment for our country. Yesterday I condemned both the CDC and the police because I saw the tension that were already precipitating. I saw the tension that was already breeding after Senator Nathaniel Fallow McGill was invited at the LHCC to provide some information, vital information that the LHCC deemed as information to aid in the investigation concerning supplementary payrolls that were at the Ministry of State. And yesterday, we saw partisans of the CDC. They were at the LHCC, but we investigated, and what we have gathered is that the police were there before the arrival of the CDC partisans that went to cheer up Nathaniel. So the police was wrong to have deployed armed police officers in the face of a senator who had been asked by the LACC to appear. And that we did not miss our voice on, and we said it clearly. And that is something we must continue to say, so we must continue to do it. Today, again, there was a very serious standoff, and our reporter Jefferson Weir was on the protest scene. He's our Rolandino here. He's very versatile. He's run after the news, getting show. So, Jeff, if you're in the building, you can just come. Let the public know some of the issues that are happening. Maybe we can take you for a few minutes. Then we can learn our thoughts and show you some of the pictures that came out of the protests. Some very demeaning pictures, very demeaning. Some very demeaning pictures. So if some very demeaning pictures. And we are hoping Jeff is our Rolandino. He's our Rolandino here. He's always trying to make his way to getting the factual information. And he owes loyalty to no political party. He owes loyalty to no political party. So he's a journalist, a full flesh journalist. So Jeff will sit with us for a few minutes to tell us what he witnessed while he was doing his reportorial duty, while he was covering the protests. He will tell us, Jeff, you know, can't wait for no man. You have to be a little bit snappy. Thank you. Yeah, thank you, Jeff. Jeff has just entered the studio, so Jeff is going to do all he can to. Jeff, you're not here for long. Don't worry. Okay, Jeff is already seated. Jeff, we don't. You have to tell us. You covered the protests at the CDC party headquarters. We want you to tell us what you witnessed there. What are the issues? What precipitated the entire controversy that kept the country locked down today? So, Jeff, you can tell us.
Yeah, so thank you, Desmond. I mean, it's good that we share this information at times to the public when the need arises. So on earlier this morning, when I got here at the station, I saw a Facebook post on the former mayor of the city of Monrovia, now Secretary General of the CDC, Jefferson Koji. He posted and did a caption that would draw everybody attention. So it drew my attention. The caption is in what he posted that there were some alleged, according to him, there was shooting, around the CDC headquarters early this morning. So it was in the video. When I saw the video, I listened to the sound of shooting of gunshots, but I could not, verify as to whether they were live bullets or they were tear gas being used. So the video was a bit dark because it was very late. In fact, the person who did the video was a lady. She was screaming, just shooting, shooting. So I decided that I should go and see what's happening. So I made my way there at the headquarters of the CDC. I did not go specifically to CDC headquarters. I went on the scene to ascertain what was really happening. But before I got there, I was told, in fact, by one of our staff here, earlier this morning, if I asked, and he said no, he used the main route to come. So when I got at the bypass, I got on taxi, but the driver told me that you cannot use the main Boulevard route from Old Road Junction to Catholic Junction. I said, why so? He said, because people are not using our end again. So when I was going also on the taxi, I said, okay. So I started to scroll through Facebook, and I saw images of tires being burned, and I saw videos, footages also, the tires again, they were burning. So I said, oh, but this is getting serious. There was a huge thing, traffic now at that moment from Vamoma to Old Road Junction, just at the Invincible Sports Park there. So I got down to taxi, boarded taxi, and then I decided to walk. So When I reached Oro Junction, I put my cameras on board. From Oro Junction, strictly in front of the CDC headquarters, the Lone Star headquarters as well, towards Catholic Junction, it was like a ghost town, meaning you could not see anybody. The only people you could see there were police officers and supporters of the CDC in their compound. So the CDC supporters were in their fence, in the CDC headquarters there, while the police were outside, on the street. So I started to move and I went further. So when I got there, the first incident that I witnessed was one of the supporters of the CDC was being apprehended because initially I saw a police guy. He was using his security tactics. I didn't know what he was actually doing, but I started to follow him. I had a camera on him. When I looked, he grabbed this guy and he brought him. So the moment he grabbed that guy, and then the guys from the compound again, CDC, they came outside and decided to throw stones.
Okay.
But initially they had been tension. I don't know because I wasn't there, prior to I wasn't there for the morning hours. Okay. So, but the first incident I witnessed was that someone apprehended that guy, and then the citizens started to throw stones, and so the police too were retaliating. They were responding with their response. They were using tear gas. Actually, they used tear gas to disperse the guys. The threw tear gas in the compounds of the CDC. So when we took that guy, we tried to talk to him, but we could not get his name. But he was being, apprehended and put in the trunk of the pickup. So the police pickup, they put in the police pickup, and they took him. So I moved further. When I went just in front of the CDC gate, before I could get there, I saw the convoy of the speaker, Speaker Kofa. He was coming, so I was a bit distant. So I felt it was the CDC political leader, George Weah. But then, no, I noticed the vehicle that is always in the speaker's convoy. So I said, no, it's the speaker. So when the speaker got down from his vehicle, he disembarked his vehicle, but then he tried to calm the situation. Even the CDC guys could not listen. So the only thing the police could do for the speaker is, speaker, your safety matters. This place is not safe for you. You have to leave. So he walked from that end in from the CDC gate. He walked down to Oro Junction. We followed him. The only thing we heard the speaker, he was calling 112 Godfrey. So he tried to call, but then he was a bit distant. So when he came for the speaker, we tried to quiz him as to whether he could speak with us. But then he could not. So he just on board. I mean, he boarded his vehicle and he left. So we're there. When I went back, Desmond, I was behind the police. And one thing the police, normally always the police will always protect journalists.
Yeah, that is
security.
That is a perfect way to cover a protest.
Yes, so they will always protect the journalists. So the 112, he was close to me. He said, you just be with me. Don't go too close. And I took his advice because it is very good. One thing I learned is that there's no story worth dying for. Oh yeah, so because what was coming from the fence, from the compounds of the CDC, it could have damaged my gadget. It could have even landed on my head of any part of my body. So I was under protection by the police and other journalists. So I was standing. There's a booth right by Lone Star cell there. So I was standing there for over 15 minutes. There was stones being thrown from the compounds of the CDC to the police. So they were defending themselves. At that moment, the police are not, even though prior when I went there, after they apprehended, I got a tear gas. So the situation calmed a little. But at that moment now, where I was standing, they started to throw stones and they were eating rubber guns. They were showing some of the things they were using, like the marble stone they were using, the marble that children can play.
Yeah.
So they were using it to put in the rubber gun, and I even show some on the screen. So they were throwing stones at the police for over 15 minutes. The police could not, use anything. They were not using force. They were still standing. Just if they were standing across the road in front of Lone Star cell. But the situation was getting tense. It was intensifying. So the police now had to use, they had to return because they said the guys were coming closer. They were coming out of the fence of CDC, the compound. So the police said, no, we have to go. So the commander gave instruction that engage the guys. And at which time the police started to use tear gas again on the guys, and they used tear gas. They use them, and even I who sitting behind this microphone, I was affected. I was affected greatly. My eyes, the tear gas is very even just this the priest because the CDC is just around the ocean, the sea, right? So the priest, when you send the tear gas in the compound, it will come back to you on the main road. So the priest was bringing it towards where we were, the Lone Star Cell. So it was affecting our eyes, but we managed. We made our way, but the police made some arrests. Okay. There were arrests made. Okay. But one of the arrests that was made, and I don't know, but I don't want to jump the gun, was this lady. A lady that was apprehended because why the situation subsided. They were because the police at that moment they had taken over the main entrance of the CDC when the guys were training them. So the police used force, they moved in, they took the main road, and then they had the
did they enter into the
no, the police did not enter at the time. All the time I spent there, I did not see the police enter the compound of the city.
So how did they arrest the? Did they
so very good. So they have taken siege of the fence, the main entrance, and that nobody will come. So they used to force the guards back all the way inside. So they were just at the fence. The ladies, the Liberian, mothers who always pray for peace. They were in a white t-shirt, white hair ties, and
always right? Around the visible spot.
Very good. So they came. When we saw them coming, they were being escorted also under the protection again of the police. So 112 was there. So he said, "You're allowed." And the women said they want to go and talk to the protesters. That's how they termed them. So I don't know what they were protesting. So they went there, but when the ladies got at the main entrance to talk to the guys, because their quest now was the seditions. Their quest now was, we want our gate. You gave us our gate. We won't close our gate. That's what they were calling for. So they allowed them to come to the gate. They closed their gate. So immediately the mothers got there. This is what happened. The mothers start to calm them because you see in the video, calm down. This lady that the police apprehended, she came from the other side, and she did not actually touch a police officer. I would say that because she's on my screen. If you check our video, she's there. She did not touch a police officer. I had a camera on her, but she were, say, because normally when these things are happening, you expect people to say things. So she was saying some things, using some words and what have you. So I think her action, the words she was using, they got the attention of the police. So they went to her. She had on blast also, but they went to her and then they apprehended her. At that moment, that particular moment, while the ladies were talking to the guys to calm down, and then the lady came and then started to talk to the police and say some things. One of the police officers went and grabbed the lady and drew the attention again of seditions. So they left the ladies that were talking to them, the mothers that were talking to them, and they came to rescue that other lady that the police are happy with. Yeah, so in the
just in a nutshell, quickly.
In the process of rescuing the ladies, the police started to use tear gas again while the cars were throwing stones. So grabbing her, hauling and pulling, she fell to the ground, her blouse got torn up, and that's how you see the police treat her. But on a serious note, what happened today, we as journalists, we condemn that seriously. It's not good for our country. Okay. This is not good. Liberia, as you know, Desmond, Liberia has suffered 14 years of civil unrest. And then after that, 2005, we had an election. But then we enjoyed 20 years of broken peace. And then why now? And this is not good for our country. It's not good for our democracy. We want peace. We want things to be calm. Let's just, be professional and do our jobs at least. That's just how it is. This is just how I mean. I cannot go further, but it is bad for our country.
Thank you, Jefferson. We are our Rolandino.
Thank you so much.
All right, so thank you so much, Jeff. Jeff has given you. Jeff may not have covered all of the scenes, but the important ones he has spoken. And the good thing is, we would do our best to narrow the gaps and say what we think is necessary. George, you need to come in quickly. George, you need to come in quickly. So let me hammer this thing. Thanks to Jefferson Weah. He did a very great job today, going out there, risking everything. But that's the job we do. It's very risky, but it's rewarding. And what is rewarding about it is that we are informing the general public. George, you need to come, please. It is urgent. George, you have to come quickly. So it is rewarding to have uh, journalists go out there to exercise the work they love doing. So it is good. However, there are a few things that we need to take away. The takeaway of all of the things that have happened. Let me begin with the government. And there's a reason why I'm beginning with the government. The government is the biggest protector of the peace. You know, in all that has happened, the government stands to lose more than the opposition. And I want to say this very emphatically clear that the government stands to lose more than the opposition. The government is the order of the day. It is the people managing the affairs of the state. And they should manage the country void of who is a partisan or who is not. The big takeaway is that our country lose on today. The big takeaway is that our country lost it today. It was completely out of order. Our country did not benefit anything from what has happened today. All that was achieved were negativities. The results out there, please put the pictures on the screen for me. The results out there from our country is terrible. Think it's not good. You can do the other one. Okay. So let me talk about this quickly. Those of you watching live, the lady here is almost half naked. I know the government will have a proof of some of the things that they do, but the government will lose more than the opposition. Opposition will always be opposition, and the government will always be the government. But the government is the protector of the peace. She's the biggest protector of the peace. I don't want to go further, but let's look at the other picture. Those of you on the live stream, you can see the picture there. This is the lady Jeff spoke about. You can see her top is being removed. She only have bra on her right? Good. Let's go to the other picture. This one, yeah, that's the same thing. That one is more clearer. That's the same thing. Okay. All right. So it's okay. You can move it. Now, why am I showing you? Why have I shown you those pictures or the two pictures? You see, our country has come a long way. This one August mark, I think, 20 some more years of peace in our country, uninterrupted peace, since the signing of the Accra Peace Agreement or the Accra Peace Accord. We have not sat down as a country to know the negatives that we have had in the past. What has plunged our country backward into chaos that has kept our country underdeveloped. We as Liberians, we have not sat in a seat to sit down, whether you are a police officer, you are you are an opposition person, or maybe you are a member of the armed forces of Liberia, wherever, sir, you find yourself. We have not sat as a country to look at ourselves and say, where have we come from? Where are we going as a country? All we do in this country is to, make things to run out of, out of order, to create unnecessary tension in the country. All of what has happened today, the government feel more pinch than the opposition. The government felt the pinch because economic activities on that side came to a momentary standstill. So the government got to lose more than the opposition. Why am I still flexing my muscle on this? Is because the government must maintain the peace. It is incumbent upon the government. It is a task. It may be Herculean, but it is a task that the government must not fail to act upon to maintain the peace. The peace of the country must be maintained. Now, judging from all of the investigations I've been doing from this morning, let's just coincide with what Jeff has said. A few things to add. The early hours of this morning, I got a very disturbing video. And in that video, a lady was crying that they were shooting at small town. There's a town right behind the headquarters of the CDC. It's a very small community, but very densely populated. That some DA officers have gone to effectuate an arrest, a seizure or search or whatever. It is believed that that place is a drug cartel hideout. And the DA people got the right, and let me just establish that they got the right to remove ghettos. But here is it. There is no way that the state security would have gone to small town that is just right close, a stone throw from the CDC headquarters that will not be politicized. So common sense will tell you that, hey, let's put the CDC on the spot. Let's write the CDC officially to let them know that we are about to do a raid, or we are about to do X, Y, and Z, or we will be coming to do X, Y, and Z. It's not necessary then that you're coming to do a raid, but let the party be in the know. I know security-wise, people will say, oh, no, it's not good to tell them and this, that. But once you have a community that is not far from the headquarters of a major opposition party, you find out that once an arrest is being effectuated, some of the people from that community will run in to the CDC party headquarters. That you expect. Either some of those people are partisan already, or some of those people are running for safety at the headquarters of the opposition. So, in that video, the lady cried out that there were sporadic shooting in the community, and the LDA were chasing after people, according to her in the video. And like Jeff said, the video was a little bit dark because it was early this morning, I think around about 3 o'clock, when I received that video, and I was like, but what is happening? But the CDC have earlier on alarmed that they have seen before state police officers march with arms in their hand around their party headquarters in broad daylight. I think they released a statement. In fact, it was discussed. We even discussed that here, that it was wrong to just take guns or arm men and march to the party headquarters, around the party headquarters of the CDC. That was also not good. It was provoking. It was provocative. So the lady cried out in the video, and the next thing we saw, early mornings, I saw the early morning hours of around 7, 8 o'clock. I saw police posted right before the entrance of the CDC. And that's how the altercation started. Why was the police posted right in front of the entrance of the CDC? But what I'm told is that while the DA they were on their operations, some of the community dwellers, they've gone in the fence of the CDC, maybe for safety, and the LDA have gone there out to arrest them. Maybe there was a stave resistance from the CDC. And so that sparked altercation. The police have to come in, maybe to provide some sanity. And how it spilled out, only God can tell us. How it spilled into what happened today was stone throwing from the police. I saw a video that the police themselves were throwing at the CDC as well. Aside from the tear gas that they were using, I saw a video that showed that they were using rocks as well. Now, there are a few things that we need to take out. The CDC would have avoided what has happened. And how would the CDC avoid it? The CDC would have just left in their compounds if the police was a bit distant from them and wasn't bothering them. They should have then left in their party headquarters. But how it spilled into the violence, it spilled into, and yet to know. And none of us can even tell as journalists, all of the live videos I've seen, I don't know how that thing spilled into what it spilled into today that created a very big standoff between the police and that of the CDC. The government got every right to maintain the peace. The peace of the country is in shambles. If we are not careful, the country will retrogress. I don't know why we Liberians have not sat in our seat to look at our country and ask ourselves, is this where we want this country to go? Is this the road we want this country to go? Do we want this country to go down the route of not having peace in the country? Do we want that? And I keep saying the government was at the disadvantage stage. They were very disadvantageous in this particular case. Why? Investors are watching. They see all of these things live on social media. A lot of media institutions went live. They saw stone throwing. They saw tear gas. They saw different kinds of altercations. Where somebody with their money sitting in bed want to come to Liberia to invest, when they see all of these things happen, they wouldn't want to do so. So the government is shooting itself in the leg. The government is shooting itself in the leg. I know the government got all of the right to maintain law and order, but if the very government are supposed to maintain law and order is contributing to a restless and a lawless society, then it is a problem. How is it restless and lawless? The police would have avoided the situation as well. The both sides would have avoided the situation. There is nothing the police will do around the headquarters of the CDC that wouldn't be politicized. All of the drug cartels we have in the country, is it that only the small town? Is it the only place to go and raid? Let me be honest. There are so many drug cartels all in the country, everywhere, in every community. Those places are there. Is it just with the CDC headquarters that when that place is dealt with, that means there will be no drug in the country? Can I be honest? What has happened today to the country should not happen. What happened to that lady? When I saw the way the police took her and her top removed, her breast falling, that was quite condescending. That's quite condescending. Wrong today, wrong tomorrow. I am one person who believes in the dignity of females. And I do not support a system where females will be marginalized or females will be tortured by police. It is a wrong thing. So several persons have released statements. Several individuals have released statements. I saw Carlos Gray, he wrote on his Facebook page. I saw Jefferson Koji written on his Facebook page. The government will have to come up with a statement. The whole Tottenham Boulevard became a place of battle. It became a battlefield. We should not run our country this way. We should not keep our country this way. All the people who should have come to work today at the Lusat head office, they were deprived. They could not come to work. The businesses of Lusat were being shut down because of what has happened. Do you know how much money the government lost in revenue generation just from that side today? Every time these actions are being effectuated, the government tends to lose more than the opposition. Opposition will always be opposition. And that was the same thing we said when the CDC was in power, and everything there people in the opposition, the current government that were in opposition, they were protesting. Some of us protected their rights and said it was their right to assemble. It was their right to assemble and petition their government. Instead of going to the assembly, no. If the CDC was rioting, it was wrong. We even getting unconfirmed report that we can authenticate that somebody got killed in the process. We are still investigating that. We are still investigating that. Because we cannot say whether it happened or not, but we are still investigating that. Why should our country turn a battlefield? Why should our country, the two political parties, the United Party that is governing the country, the CDC, they should socially coexist. And that social cohesion must happen. How come when the CDC was in power, the police then had a very good social cohesion with the protesters? I remember one time the police were giving food, they were giving water, they were giving soft drink and other things to protesters. How come that has changed overnight? How come it's the very police people that were in the CDC government? It's not changed. They were the same Liberians that were in the police during the CDC era when CDC led the country. The same police officers are still in the police. Why is the police not in the scene? Why is the police not getting close and friendly with rioters? How come this is not happening? We all will have to coexist in the country. I don't care how we like it, we let we fight, we let we do anything. Our country will stay. Liberia will remain Liberia. And to think that people can derail this peace, not even the CDC can derail this peace, not even the government can derail this peace. We will continue to hold the both political parties to continue to maintain the peace. We all can have disagreement, but those disagreements cannot allow us to derail the country's peace. We cannot allow the country's peace to go down the road it is going. Liberia is becoming a time bomb. Today, there were a few persons and they were telling me how they were looking for money to buy bags of rice to put in their homes. Have we reached that stage in our country where people with fear you just wake up in the morning and you are gripped with fear. Fear is upon you. You're leaving your house. You're thinking. The police must maintain the peace. The government in totality, the government in generality must maintain the peace. The peace of the country is bigger than any political party. It's bigger than any government. The police would have avoided this. And the whole thing about tear gas, rats coming from the CDC party headquarters, rats going back, they are things that should not have happened. The thing that happened today it was an avoidable situation. I say avoidable situation. I mean, we could we could avoid it. We could avoid it. Liberia is far lacking behind. Every year the country seeing the scene. Every year the country is the scene. You see the country is not going anywhere. The country is just stagnated because of our attitude, our minds, the way we think, the way we do things. And we're doing this at the time enrollment for various schools are very, very low. I was just talking to a few administrators, telling me the enrollment is low. People are barely registering their children. Coupled with this situation of people throwing racks in the whole country, a segment of the country becoming a battlefield, it even creates more tension that the parents will not even want to register their children. They'll be saying, that way they see what happened in the country first. I'm not like when people. Because already during the COVID-19, there was that some parents pay their school fees for their children after the government closed the schools down because of the pandemic. School administrators did not refund the people money. They said we're not giving back the money. So already these things are persisting. The economy is tight. This government took an oath to maintain the peace. This government, I know the government will want to always satisfy some facet of the country, especially those who elected the government for accountability and other things. Yes, there are segment of people who believe that this government will come and end the proliferation of drugs in the country. There are some who voted for the government because they think that the government will settle the bread and butter issues. So there are different indicators on why people vote for a particular government. There are several indicators. And those indicators shows exactly as to where a particular group of people stand in certain things. So some of the people who did not vote for the government based on rule of law and other things, they were not, this country. Let me take Sis Elizabeth from the United States. I'm sure probably she's busy and she just want to have a view here so that we can get her on. So let's get her on through the WhatsApp. I don't know what it is on your side, but good afternoon from Liberia.
Hello.
Yeah, good afternoon. Sis Elizabeth, you are live on Care Radio 95.9. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Yeah, what is on my mind is this. I just have to appeal to our children in Liberia. We probably just came from the heat of the war. And the old man, we vote for him and we put him there. Let us wrap around and see what he will do. I'm just appealing to them. We don't want no more war. We don't want no more blood sharing again. So I'm appealing to them. I am 65 years old. I beg. I'm appealing to all the people that are hearing my voice. I beg them because we voted for the paper for him to do something for us. And we really want for him to do it. And he's doing it. And all the parties, everybody that in our party, they have all of them corrupt. They will grab them one by one. And not only CDC alone, so that all a thing I want to say it again is this. I have a women group in Ghana, Central Church, United Liberia in our church. They are Ghana choir, English choir, children choir, and we are doing agricultural fund. I just came for treatment my husband as well, and I came on this side. I have my assistant there. So we need help. We need help. Here communication network, we need help. We are calling on my assistant is even for one. Our number is 088390116.
Okay. The people. Okay, thank you. The people who has the foundation, we look into it. But I'm sure they will need proposal and other things, but you need to just get in contact with a few persons that will drill you through. Just keep listening to us. Whatever information we have, automatically we'll let it cut out. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so
He
much.
even said I will forward it to Christopher himself
Okay.
in New Jersey.
Okay, that would be good.
Okay.
That would be good. Thank you. Yeah. So she said it right. Our country and everything that has happened, we all need to just know exactly what we are doing and what we are up to. But the government and what I saw today with my eyes, I don't think our children that we have at home, we will want them to see some of the things that they're seeing. I don't think we want a country where we wake up in the morning and a portion of the country is being cut off. Nobody can access that place. It becomes a place referred to as being a persona non grata. We don't want to have a country like that. And the only way we can settle these things and nip it is when the government starts to be very responsible. The government must start to look at things based on what is prevailing in the country. There are things prices being hiked, and George, you need to look at that something what I started. So whether the the country is on the right path, whether Liberians are happy in terms of the economy, these are things the government should be more concerned about. I'm sure, listen, the government is making a mistake, and I need to say this and say it and clear my mind. The mistake the government is making, if the country is hard, even the people who voted for the government, if there is a protest against the government, they will all stand up against the government. I don't know whether some of you getting what I'm saying. If the country is difficult and people cannot find a square meal a day to eat and go to bed, if there is a protest organized by the current opposition, those that even supported the government to come to power, they will all join the protest to protest against the government. The politics of the day in Liberia, it has transcended. Our country has moved from the archaic way of people thinking. They are now moving to an era where you must do what you come to do. You must do exactly what you have said in your political speeches or your mantra on what you say you will do. You must do that. And one of those issues were the bread and butter issues. Are those issues being settled? Sure, the government is wanting to have a hands doing it, but how will investors come to the country to provide jobs for the ordinary Liberian when the investors wake up one morning and see a portion of the country being cut off and people are standing up against the police are standing up against the citizens, and the citizens and the police are into serious riots. These things will be avoidable. They are avoidable circumstances. They are avoidable situations that we could avoid and allow our country peace to reign. Liberia is not and should not be a war zone. Liberia should not be a war zone. People cannot wake up in the morning and they cannot access Central Monrovia through the route they normally use because police and all there and they are fighting. This was a fight between citizens and the police. Citizens are citizens of the country. And the government should know that she did not come to govern a facet of the country. She has come to govern the entire country. That is why when I start talking about country, I always told you that the country is deeply divided. And it would take a long time for us to sit down at a table and start to reunite the country. In the absence of unity or in the absence of unity, our country cannot develop beyond what it is. Because all of the time I was taking today, Lone Star Cell could not open their offices. We already had issues with uh, Lone Star Cell network was very, very bad, fluctuating everywhere. And then they could not even go to their offices if they had issues and they had things to do there. Go there. Do you know what the country went through today? Do you know how many businesses, how many people who were doing businesses lose today? I feel sorry for those who do their small selling, even the Lone Star Cell there, those that do the scratch card, selling of the phone, doing the retrieval. They could not work today. How do their families survive? Right now in Liberia, we have reached a stage in the country where we only look for a meal a day to eat. How many of us are saving? How many of us are putting money down in the bank to say we are saving for our children? Works are not here. We do not have jobs. Jobs are not being provided by other governments. And the only means through which extra jobs can be created is the proliferation of companies that will come from outside to do business in our country. How will they do business? The country is deeply divided. So that lady that was held the way she was held, the police must take full responsibility. Even if she was rioting, she should not have been treated like that. A rioter is not a murderer. Only people who murder should be treated the way that lady was treated. The government must take responsibility. We haven't seen a statement from the government. Maybe before we leave the radio, there will be an official statement from the government. But the government must explain this thing that happened today, and the government must make a commitment not to allow this kind of thing to escalate the way it escalated today. The government must do that. The CDC must also be a responsible political party. The CDC must be a responsible political party. The CDC must be able to navigate her way to negotiate. That later on, I saw some of the hurricanes of the CDC coming to negotiate, and, coming to talk. We all Liberians must stand up to condemn this. If you do not stand up to condemn this today, they don't know what kind of Liberian are you. What kind of Liberian are you? You got to condemn this. It is condemnable today. It is condemnable any day, and we must all condemn it at the highest level. If you want to condemn the both sides, you are, because if this country turns chaotic today, who feel the pinch? You and I. I do not have a passport. How many of you have passports or visa to leave the country? How many of you can even have transportation to even cross to Senegal? How many of you can even go to Ghana? How many of you can go to Senegal? Or how many of you can go to Marcos that is right next door? How many of us have that financial might or that financial capability? You do not have it. And so when you're in a country where you see the peace being derailed gradually, this is how it starts. Like we all started from this kind of rioting, and before you know it, presidents die in this country because of riots. Remember the West riot in 1979. Already there are growing tension in the country. The government is removing people from payroll. The government is running after this person for accountability. The government is removing Judy Endy because she said, and she said for plenty years, they're removing her as cultural ambassador to appoint another person. The argument is growing. There is enmity. There's enmity in the country. And somebody will say, yeah, enmity will not finish. I mean, every time there will be people disagreement, people will not the government on certain terms and conditions, they will not agree to the government on certain issues. But the government must have a way to navigate. My question is, how can the CDC time police officers were giving food to protesters? And it is not happening now. Did the CDC change all the police officers before leaving power? I'm not too sure. It is only left with orders. The police officers you see on the street who go to battle with these rioters, they do not do things of their own. Everything you see them do there most likely are things being ordered by their bosses. They're things being ordered by their bosses. And so rioting in the country, it must be condemned today, it must be condemned tomorrow. Both sides did not manage the issue properly, and it spilled into what it spilled into. The speaker had gone to restore calm. Other sides are not listening to the speaker. That was wrong. The speaker is the third most powerful person in the country. According to our legal system, according to our governance structure, the speaker is the third most powerful person in the country. If the speaker could go there and other sides could not listen to him, the police is not wanting to listen, the CDC is not wanting to listen, then it is a problem. Our country has come a long way. We have benefited from an uninterrupted peace, and that is why it is incumbent upon the government to maintain the peace. In spite of whatever will happen, the government must exercise restraint, because the government tend to lose more if things turn chaotic in the country. The government will lose more. The government will lose more. Opposition, what will be opposition? I won't forget it. There will even be provocations from the opposition. Should the government buy into every provocation that will come from the opposition? No. But once you start to buy in with the provocations, it will lead to chaos. So sometimes you let it slide. Sometimes you caution people. It's not everything people will go back and forth, and suddenly the world is watching. Liberia is gradually becoming lawless by the day. Liberia is gradually becoming lawless by the day. And do we want to see a lawless state? No, we do not want to see a lawless state. We want to see a country where we can wake up in the morning, our kids can go to school, we can come to do our hustle, we can go back home to sleep. Already we have a growing tension of insecurity, we have a growing tension of people being removed from jobs and other things. These are things that could create chaos in the country. And to sum it up, then we are going back and forth with citizens. I don't like to call them citizens or whatever, because we have a country, everybody's a citizen. I mean, they may be in the opposition, but they are citizens of the country. You must treat them as such. They must be treated as citizens of the country. They cannot be treated anywhere, anyhow. They must be treated as citizens of the country. You know, the CDC is like a child, and the government is like a parent. You cannot throw your child because your child is bad or whatsoever, or you cannot get so angry with your child and begin to do the worst to the child because the child is probably a rude or a disrespectful child. I'm just saying it in the context, not saying the CDC is rude or disrespectful. I'm saying if you have an opposition that is always formed in going back and forth with the government, the United Party folks did the same here. My own disappointment before we start to take course is the Liberia Council of Churches. I've not seen a statement from them, except while I'm on the radio, they're releasing the statement. Civil society organizations of the country are yet to release statements. Before then the releases are all around. How can you be protector of the peace of the country in the last regime? You are the watchdogs. Every little thing you are releasing statements. Now you are that late on some of the issues, and you are not releasing statements. You're not talking. You're not saying anything. Where are the civil society organizations of this country? Where are the religious organizations of the country? Where is the Muslim Council of the country? Where is the Christian community? Where are the women to condemn the way the police handled the lady who they arrested? Where are the feminists in chief, the people who were championing the cause of female participation, female gender sensitive, gender equality? Where are they today? Are they not in the country anymore? Should we remain quiet until the country degenerates into something else before we start to speak out when it's too late? Let's talk about it. It is now that we have to talk about it. I don't know how you view the situations that have happened, but we will activate the numbers. We activate the numbers for you. You can be a part of the program. You can call those numbers, and you can have your say on some of the issues that we've talked about. The whole country got very much down today, and I felt very bad. And I know many of you felt bad as well. We must caution the both sides. We must caution the government, caution the opposition. Our country must remain what it is, and that is what we must continue to maintain. 0772 758958. Again, 0772 758958 or 0886 3931. Again, 0886 393180. Let's take this person. Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
This is the channel, and I call you from up and down the street.
Let's hear you.
Let me just start from the camp of the civil society. I tell them it existing different group of institutions.
No, you gotta be careful how you. All right, thank you. That's be civil.
All of them are now in government.
Mhm.
We expect them to talk, including the council of judges, the Muslim council, the obviously, but for the fact that these people, they are putting their parents into the pocket, in the hand of women workers. We're not going to compromise. That's the thing. So, after this point, we are going to be on day one. But what will happen? If they continue for the government and the police, these youngsters, we're not going to say that. We will start from their home with a family. We're not in my bed. We're saying that these people will be right. You will not accept it. Today, even you are up with police force fighting, the DES force fighting. None of them will respond. Because they will attack that plan. Because they are not smart. They really are not smart. They are telling the truth. It's a political party natural. You want to make a central into a representative community. Give this to make a plan. Give government. So the time the one. Those who are in charge. When they have the one over there. To say that for the we are all of drugs. This is what we are talking about. But people approach us. In this country, they speak. When they put on the speech, they say what? We give them the peace. And we are not taking them for peace. They see the shadows will go for them. We will go to a minister. We will go to a director to their home.
We have not reached that stage. We have not. No, Ruben, we have not reached that stage, and we can, Ruben, Can we have not reached that stage where we start to issue threats. Mhm.
But we don't be there because we think that there's something much better than a permanent door. Because it's so for the part of the country. We are not going to hear myself.
Okay.
We think we are quiet, so people to don't be here. The youngsters are wanting to stop. This country belongs to everybody. Today, in the whole government, there's power. That government said there's no benefit for them today. They could not find that. All the people.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Ruben. Let's go to the line. Talk to another person. Please walk away from your monitor, please.
Hello.
Please walk away from your monitor. The sound in the background is irritating.
Hello.
Yeah. Good afternoon. Good evening.
Yes, I'm calling from brother. This is Ram of Everyone.
Let's hear you, Mr. Yuma.
Yeah, thank you. But brother, this country has done to follow. And I pray for it, this one helping this country to continue with peace, continue to be better for everyone. We are always tell people, President, I'm always not president. I'm not Nigeria. I don't know where to go, nowhere to take only Nigeria. Because you are just people from Nigeria. Only the flag can see, or only they are going to jail. No, no one to put this in this country. And some of us talk about our land, that's what we want to put in together. Country to bear our to this new blue war in this country to destroy all our property, they want to come in our family home will not be necessary for us. So God pray for peace to be in this country, my brother. I just want to tell you that. Thank you, brother.
Thank you so much for being a part. You can do the same. The lines are activated 0772 758958. Again, 0772 758958 is the orange number. The Lone Star number is 0886 393184. Let's talk about the issues that are happening in the country and we can learn our thoughts on it. Let's take this person. Good afternoon. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening. How you doing?
Well, welcome.
Yeah, this is
Welcome to Kia Radio 95.9.
yeah. You see, there's something happening in our country. This is a country that we all love to see peace. And at the things we all to just be, we don't want everything, we don't want to peace. All right? So we then fighting against drugs and everything in this country. This is we perform the last people. We come to see the people together. All right? And then going for Facebook and the video of the young people. Thank you, Maggie. You people saying that they are people of the things. You can't balance the story for God's sake.
But what have I said there? What did I say that you were disappointed in, sir?
You are saying that it's hard. This is not
but Chivo, but Chivo, hello, Chivo, hello, Chivo. Okay, I said here clearly that the DA had the right to raid whatever they're supposed to raid once there is a ghetto. What I said is that the government should brace herself for a provocation from the opposition. That would be it. And that is the fact. So how the government, how the government manage the situation is what is important. That is my issue. Nothing I say here that shows that favor is out. I'm saying the country should be peaceful, and you know it. I condemn the both sides. I condemn the both sides. So apparently. So, yeah. Okay. So, all right. Okay. Thank you so much. Well, I don't see the condition. Everything you said, I said here that's wrong. Will there not be provocation from the opposition? There will be. How the police and the government respond, it is the issue that we're discussing. Good evening. Welcome to Kia Radio 95.9.
Yeah, good evening, Desmond.
Yeah, good evening.
My name is I'm calling from Western. The former president, let's
hear you, Mama. Welcome.
Thank you for the show on the discussion. Yeah, they've been happy today. So I see the people. It was very bad. It was very
in the sense that the people now compete in the country. Because don't be given the what we have done as things is not doing for any victory. Because Ghana will church here, so he wants to take the thing on church to a church where we for that. But that's where to get off. For Ghana, we election, he wants to buy the whole country. He wants to finish by any photo today. The idea the other corrupt people, I cannot tell them where it is. What except what I cannot do? What except what they want to do? If you put somebody on the wall, when they pass by, they want to happy.
The actress, your line is coming to starter.
Then you forget about the city photo. They got nothing to do with that. They get a photo. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much. And I mean, people will have disagreements, and the disagreement will always say, let's hear you. Good evening. Good evening.
How are you?
Brothers are asking, let's hear you. Welcome to Kia Radio 95.9.
Thank you. So I'm calling from Togo. My name is Hannah.
Let's hear you, my
Yes, I just want to say that this country does that, you know, the police regions alone.
Mhm.
And we all want peace to be in the country. The same way other people got rights, the same way they got rights. They have no right to go and just started to be. The people saying the police have no right to intervene. The police have right to intervene and stop the guy who are to get. But some of them are to get. Those tools that were coming, yeah, that's what I'm making the right to bring on. If you don't have this to get you over there. And then see that they put it and move again. The election is over with. You can't move ahead. How many years to get it moved? 4 5 years to get to the PE? Taking an executive for 4 years. I just everybody goes, so we got about 5 years is the move on to move. And so we start talking like this. It's a little better. They try to make their life better. They are just money for the game to be making it a goal. It's good. So everybody got to go. So everybody tries to protect us too. We need our police to work. We are our other places to go back to the police to protect us. Because it was protecting us. How can you put it in? See, when they go to the other to bring the check, they didn't make it work for me. That was wrong to me.
Okay.
So the police acted because of their they were obstructing other people, and that was very wrong.
Okay.
It's election is over. Very wrong. Thank you.
Okay. So others have, you see, that's what we do here. We give people the chance to express themselves. Whatever political party you come from, you can express yourself without insulting, without using invectives. We welcome your criticism about the government. We welcome your criticism about the opposition. So that is it. We all will continue to engage. 0772 758 958. 0772 758 958. 0886 39 3184 are the two numbers you can call. Let's talk about the issues that happened today and how we can leverage on them, how we can try to make our country better. Let's go back to the line. Good evening.
Hello.
Good evening. What can I ask you?
Yeah, wanted to know quality from my battery.
Okay, thanks for joining us on Kia Radio 95.9.
Okay, I'm going to tell you for the subject discussion about that one is for everybody.
Mhm.
But what we do now, the next time it happen this way. The people that to the party are going to be the community looking for their hotel, all of them are not exactly their hotel there. When I go to the party, we see the community looking for their hotel there. Thank you.
Okay. That is it. Everybody has their views. So you are entitled to yours. Let's hear you. Good evening.
evening to the care radio family.
Good evening. Welcome.
Oh, I'm Richie Claudia. I'm calling you from District 17.
Let's hear you, Mr. Cordia.
Yeah, I listened to a caller before this calling last caller talking about like good enough the other TV alone. For us to, I didn't want to speak about the question that not belong to one party alone, or not belong to relate to people. What is taking the nation is going to respect people. Anywhere you go, to ask you or something, you can say, I don't get it. I want to think the United States government and power now is taking anybody that's associated with the T2B. And they're asking the world to do so. Every day is a non-pressure. It goes to the government, military, the military information. Anytime they have press conference, the man of question. The first one is to get here today to contain the action I'm having today. Trying to say we need peace in the country, you get together to maintain the peace in Joe. Instead the government will do exactly what they want to do. And I police them doing exactly what they want to do to destroy our peace. Yeah, they will say that the opposition instead of that, linking it to the method of peace, but it's going around and different condemning we have them again when it's fucking fucking tree. You know, it's fucking tree, you can have the teacher, you can call out all of the and the tree when it's will not be strong. You can, be strong, you may call it all because all of the fucking is strong. So the hard country will get you going and and they will say that because they don't pay attention to do the work. And I don't want to start our first division. Let's be careful. Sometimes we play. People in the city camp to be the setting then we did a being on the former president to say, oh, I need to become engaging and resist legally and politically. They will be saying, so that if careful, those that will be in our face to be the setting, so they to be careful with it. So I'm a point this evening. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Your points are well taken. You can do the same. Call us up on 0772 758958, 0772 758958, 0886 393184 are the numbers you can call. Those of you on the internet, you want to be a part of the program, you can call us up on +231 886 681 198. Let's go back to our local line. Take this person. Good evening. Good evening, sir. Welcome to Kia Radio 95.9.
Yes, thank you. My name is Terry. I'm calling from Bangladesh.
Let's hear you.
Besides Java.
Let's hear you too.
Yeah, I just want to say this topic here to President Walker that he should understand that he won this election by coincidence. He did not won with majority of the votes to say, oh, yes, he won 500,000 or 1 million votes. Actually, recorded. It's just like magic. If someone President George Weah was in power and he accepted the result, he came out more peacefully, without tension. The whole world wide that Legon ceremony that took place. President Biden came to power for him to be talking about improving the level of facility, he just created peace and chaos all over the place. You need to people for jobs, so then you will tell somebody, you will tell somebody to go tomorrow. When you do this, you will be position and liberate people. So you saw what happened to be on the video. But one thing I would tell President Barker, and those that are supporting the people are coming up with my things on Liberia now, through all for safety for Liberia. But we as a Liberians should be very careful. We can see what happened today. Take this, they were recording, put it on record. They were careful from that 2029. We'll be running around here. We'll be running around because you not say, oh, we are here. How we inspire us to do the right thing, we will choose to do the right thing. But if we choose to do the wrong thing, it will not be here. You just watch out. So we as a people, if we can see, share our mind back to 1989 to current day and say we want to be creating public and creating public with ourselves. So I think for that, we'll be running around with them and then we'll be fine as that. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We go back to the line. Talk to this person. Good evening. Welcome to Kia Radio 95.9. Hello, good evening. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening. I wanted to know, I do join you from our restaurant for me to respond.
Let's hear you, my brother.
Hello.
Yeah, let's hear you. You're loud and clear on Care Radio 95.9. Okay. So he's not getting us. You can call us back if you are getting us clear. Good evening. Good evening.
Hello.
Yeah, please walk away from the monitor, please. The sound is irritating.
Yeah. Hello,
Yeah, much better. Let's hear you.
yeah, I call you to tell you thank you for really what happened. Sometimes the journalists, or they are called, they are promoted the violence. They don't pay for, only by kind.
No. Chief. No, Chief. We can't do that one. Yeah, we can't call people name to say that they're not doing good journalism. This I know. We can't do that one. Yeah. Let's take this person. Good evening. Welcome.
Yeah, good evening. There is only just one to go.
There, Ronnie. Let's say you're on the line, but you slip off. Okay, let's hear you.
Concerning the police or police, now the government has the right to protect this country and maintain the peace.
Mm.
Even by seeing the police or division with 2 in the street, stopping people from going to their normal activities. How we get to the government is not by going and making people the government will do what exactly they do to do. They have the right to maintain the peace or to the civil life of this country.
Okay. So I intentionally cut the other caller off before this caller that just ended because he brought the name of another journalist, and the journalist is not doing the work that he's supposed to do. Everybody got their independent mind to choose the way they discuss issues. And that is why we at Care Radio, we are more concerned about the contents. And some of the things we say, we manage our words because we know there are consequences. So we don't allow people bring other journalists in here on this platform. So when you want to talk, talk. And if you have issues with the way I handle the show, we can have a conversation around that. But for other journalists where I don't have um, the power to, to tell what they discuss on their platforms, we will not allow that to be discussed here. Let's take more of your calls. 0772 0772 or 0886 are the numbers. Civil Ball is watching us live from New Georgia, St. Michael. And I say good evening, Kia Communications. I'm following from a resident at New Georgia, St. Michael. Thank you so much. Thank you for being a part of it. Those of you watching on the internet can also leave your comments right on the live feed. We'll have them read out for you right here. Let's take more of your calls. 0772 Again, 0772 The low start number is 0886 are the numbers you can call to be a part of the program. Inside Liberia on Care Radio 95.9. Let's talk about the issues that have happened in our country and how we can avert the situation, how we can arrest it at its embryo stage, how we can talk to our people, talk to our Liberians, fellow Liberians to maintain the peace. This person is off. 0772 or 0886 are the numbers you can call to be a part of the program. Inside Liberia on Care Radio 95.9. And we have hosts of people on social media watching us live. And we want to say thank you for always being there as we come on. Those of you always listening via the radio, you are also special to us. 0772 758958, 0772 or 086-393184, 086 393184. The numbers you can call to be a part of the program inside Liberia on Care Radio 95.9. So we always talk about country in a positive way, and our country will not retrogress. You can take my word to the bank. Liberians themselves will jealously guard the peace. I know what Liberians are capable of doing. I know what we can do. I know what we can do as Liberians. We will jealously guard this peace. And you will bear with me that nobody want to see themselves throwing load on their head, moving up and down, or they want to see a government being toppled, or removed. No, nobody want to see that. All we want to see is a Liberia where all of us can have a time to, talk about our country. So we always going to be there, and we'll always talk about our country in a positive way. We all will not have the same thoughts. Others will have different thoughts about things. We too may have different thoughts about things. But the goal is to have Liberia moving on its fulcrum. The goal is to have Liberia moving at its peak and moving towards its developmental zenith. And that is what we must do and will always do. Our country is so old that we cannot afford to let our country keep retrogressing. 0772 758958, last batch of calls, and then we can start to wrap up. 0772 8958 or 086-393184 are the numbers. Let's talk about the issues that have happened and how we can remedy the situation, how we can all leverage on it so that next time we'll not have our country being segmented, and also subjected to, chaos. We had a situation today, people could not come to other people, businesses could not open. It's very, very dangerous, and it is not called for. It is a very, very, very bad situation. Let's take you. Good evening. Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, this is you are calling for growth.
Let's hear you from District 17.
Thank you very much. I really, I really appreciate the platform this evening. I know when people hear that all for coming one year, destination bar, smile, a lot destination. So I want to get eye for this country, it's great that we are enjoying. Second, the civil foundation of our constitution, right in the middle of our very, very people, we will not forget anybody who wants to see the cover. And so, very, very soon, let our people hear it, let the couple of us hear it, let it come to fire. And therefore, the things that you can hear it. What we show, stand up tall, stand up tall, get prepared, the time is coming. The God will be your blessing. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your views. We do not censor people's view. We do not censor people's view here. When you have your views, we just let you flow, but you must be meticulous. You must be very, 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 very meticulous enough and very responsible. Now, Civil Arts Belabo says, folks, please share the video. Thank you so much, Civil Arts Belabo. You are one of our biggest fans on the social media. Thank you so much. Clay Richards says, we are not getting nothing better from this interview. I don't know what the interview is talking about. I don't know what interview he's talking about, though. I don't know what interview he's talking about. But however, we are gradually wrapping up. It's almost time. But folks, let me say thanks to all of you. You've played your individual roles, that watching us live on the social media, sharing the videos, leaving the comments. We want to say thank you. We also want to say thanks to Jeff, who was here earlier to give us some of the, he said the call that was just made. Oh, okay, sorry. Sorry that you didn't hear the caller. Clay Richard said he didn't hear the caller. Sorry, that particular one, the last call. I'm sorry. I think the line was just distorted because of the internet, because of uh, the network. So I'm sorry about that, Clay. Next time, I think it will be better. But thanks for watching too as well, and continue to do that. This program comes your way every weekday from Monday to Friday. 4 o'clock, we are here up to 6. And we are grateful that you have started joining us. And we want to say, continue to stick to this platform. You will not regret the contents that we do. And the information we put out, informations are always powerful. And of course, we want to say thanks to our CEO, Mr. Christopher, here, and the rest of the team, Mr. Kishan, Brother George, and the rest of it. All of you, I mean, all of you out there, our mother, Mrs. Josephine Kia, the newly wedded woman. The woman is enjoying her honeymoon. Thank you so much for keeping our CEO and making shine bright every day. And so the entire team will return tomorrow. Josh is my able producer, and we all can do it better tomorrow. Please say thanks. I'm watching from Minnesota, the USA. Thank you so much, Brother Richards. Thank you so very much for always joining us, and you can always do it. This show will be back tomorrow, same time, same station. Until then, my name is Morris Desmond Brown, and I'm saying goodbye, but to be back on tomorrow. Tomorrow is another day.